Hi guys, it's Miss Sabis. I thought we could do another maths lesson based around our negative numbers. So our learning question today is, can I solve problems involving positive and negative numbers in different contexts? And by the end of the little lesson, I hope that you'll be able to solve one-step problems involving adding and subtracting positive and negative numbers, that you'll be able to identify the steps that you need to take to solve a worded problem, so being able to identify the strategies that you might use, that you'll be able to solve reasoning problems and explain your answers using your working out, whether it's jotting the number line, diagrams, your number sentences, and also giving worded answers to show that you have solved a worded problem. And then you might want to move on to creating your own one or two step problems involving addition and subtraction. So let's have a read of our question. Handa only has £23 in her bank account, but bought a new outfit for £31. How much is she now in her overdraft? She then buys a new pair of shoes for £15. How much is she in debt? How would we solve this problem? Well, the first thing that I would do is I'd be highlighting my important information. So she only has £23 in her bank account, but she bought a new outfit for £31. How much is she now in her overdraft? Well, that tells me that she's going to have a negative amount of money in her bank, because your overdraft is when you go below zero. So the first number sentence that I will use will include these two numbers. We've got £23. So she has £23 and she's spending, so we are subtracting £31. So this is my positive number. This is also a positive number that she's spending, but when I subtract it, it means that the amount of money she has is going to be below zero, because the number I am subtracting is larger than the number that I am subtracting from. So I could draw a number line to help me, and on here I will have 23, because that's how much money she has, and she spends £31. Now I might want to break that down into tens and ones to support me. So if there are 3 tens, so if I subtract 1 10, then it would take me to 13. If I subtract another 10, it would take me to 3. So far I've subtracted 2 tens. I'm going to subtract another 10 because 31 has 3 tens in, and this is going to take me below 0, because if I count back 3 so far, 2, 1, 0, that is subtracting 3, but I need to subtract 10. So I've subtracted 3, 3 plus 7 makes 10. I would now subtract 7, that will take me to negative 7. And I need to subtract my 1. So negative 7, subtract 1. So again, I'm counting back again. I'm going to land on negative 8. So in her bank at the moment, she has minus £8. But that is not the answer to my problem, because I am being asked a 2-step problem. She then buys a new pair of shoes for £15. How much is she in debt? So she's spending £15 again. We know in her bank she is minus £8. So if I was to draw my number line again, minus 8 would go at the start of my number line here. So let's draw my number line. I would have minus 8 here, and she spends £15. And again, to make it a bit easier for myself, and as my strategy, I'm going to break that number down. I'm going to partition it into my tens and ones. So I'm subtracting 15, counting back 15. So I'm going to subtract a 10 first. So minus 8 minus 10 is minus 18. And then I'm going to subtract my 5 ones. And I can do that in a jump of 5. So minus 18, minus 19, minus 20, minus 21, minus 22, minus 23. So she here is minus 23 in her bank account, which means she's in her overdraft. So how much she's in debt, minus, as we can see here, minus £23. What I want you to do now is to have a go at solving these three problems. You can draw a number line like I've done if you wanted to really prove and justify your answer, or you can just do some jottings, however you want to. Then got a little bit of problem solving and reasoning for you. So here are two number sequences. This is the first one and this is the second one. And the question can ask you to find the values of n, m and p. Now to do that we need to identify what the number sequence is decreasing or increasing by. I can see it's decreasing because my numbers are getting smaller. So if I have a look at what it is decreasing by, the difference between 8 and 5 is 3. The difference between 5 and 2 is 3. The difference between 2 and minus or negative 1 is 3. So I must subtract 3 again to find out what n is. So I will have negative 1 subtract or minus 3. And if that were on a number line again, just to support me that little bit more, I could put negative 1 here and I could count back my 3 steps. So 0, so 0 would be here. I would go negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. So n must equal negative 4. So if n is negative 4, you should now be able to identify what m is. And now that we've figured out what n is, you should be able to figure out what p is. So see if you can have a go now yourselves.